Shalom everybody, and today we have another guest, Alena. Let's check how she dances, what she has to tell us, and let's go.
You need to work smart with what you have. Ballet training, it's everyday training also for contemporary dancers. For dinner we were drinking a lot of beer. It's like relaxing.
First question about who you are, what are you doing, what did you study? Tell about yourself.
Very important I don't forget anything. First of all, my name is Alena. I'm 34 years old, originally come from Russia, but since I was 17 we moved to Netherlands with my family, with my mom and with my brother, where I got lucky and I got chance to actually fulfill my first important dream, to become a dancer. My mom didn't allow me to go to ballet academy because there was in the family history not such a great case, so she wanted to spare me. And of course about contemporary we didn't know anything. I didn't know anything before, now it's developing in Russia. And then when I moved to Holland, I went first to normal school, then I get to Valios college. That's where they also had parallel to normal classes, everyday dance classes. And after I graduated, I got my bachelor's at Artes Dance Academy in Arnhem. I went to Prague, where I got my first full contract at Prague Chamber Ballet. We didn't really had our theater, but it was full-time job as a company member. And then I was for 6 years in Landesbühnen Sachsen as a company member from dance company. And now, from August on, I decided to go to my freelance, and I'm teaching now a lot dance from all kind of ages, from inni-minis, 3 years old till older. I'm also teaching yoga. I'm also teaching hit the beat program, that's like high intensity interval training. With a cool beat, with the cool moves, so it's not as boring, because I can imagine for a lot of people just normal hit can be boring, although for me not. But that's a different story, and I just found it really cool in Hit the Beat that it combined functional training with cool beats, with cool moves, which are also close to me as a dancer, but at the same time give a possibility to all fitness levels to train and get stronger and fitter, and yeah, I think that's it.
What about your injuries? Did you have one? If yes, which one, when, how? Tell your stories about your injuries.
Genau. Well, injuries topic, that's my favorite. I would say I was lucky and unlucky at the same time. Unlucky because I did go through several injuries, one of which actually brought me to operation.
Okay.
So I had to operate my meniscus in the left knee. That's like unluck, let's say, but luck, because out of those injuries I was always getting stronger. I was learning a lot about myself, about my body, also about myself as a dancer, and how important it is to listen to your own body even though dance gives certain forms, you need to work smart with what you have. So, and that was the problem, because I grew up in Russia and ballet was like, holy grail, I wanted to do point shoes and everything, and thanks God my mom didn't allow this, because I think I will be broken like after a few years, I will be gone.
So you went to contemporary and broke yourself there?
With ballet.
With okay.
Because ballet training, it's everyday training also for contemporary dancers. Of course, there are different type of contemporary dancers. There's flying low, floor work, and so on. But the companies where I was working, classical ballet, it's like alphabet. It has to be that. And the thing is, like, I have very mobile legs from under my knees, so I can turn out a lot, but my hips, they're structured in the way that it doesn't allow to open up the hips. Even when I was little, I never had like the split, you know, the middle one. And I was turning out, and started to feel something awkward in my knee, that sometimes it would started to give in, like not reacting to the movement. First piece went well, second piece, half of it went well, and then I was just kinda warming up, preparing to go on stage again, and I did really simple movement, standing up, and my knee was just not coping, not working, like not reacting. I was like, I have to go on stage now. So I went still on stage and I still danced, limping on one leg somehow. And then I went off, I was like, no, I cannot manage it. So I didn't do the second half of the piece, but then the third one I had to do because I was in the main role. And luckily that day we had physiotherapists in the audience. She checked it, she taped it, and me with a huge bandage on my knee, I went and performed the last piece. There was a rupture in the menisc, then they had to sew it, stitch it. Recovery took ages. It's still, I mean, it's good, it's fine, but it's not as it was before. For a very, very long time, I didn't dare to jump. I just started to jump now after I went away from Landesbühnen. Big jumps, I love big jumps, but I could not. I didn't trust my legs. And then because of this, then other thing happened, because it's like all piled up. My back got, a nerve I think got trapped somewhere some other time. Then I could not move with my back and I still had to perform. Then the other thing, because again, I think once... Because
you compensate something and then you just follow all the chain further.
Yeah, exactly.
I know it.
Then I got rupture in my left also calf. Because of it, I got tendinitis in my Achilles. Now the right is kind of okay, but left, because of compensating, got tendinitis in my left. That's why I'm taped. Because of today. Usually I don't do it anymore, but because of today. Safety first. Yeah, and then shoulder, and it started to pile up, and then last season, because I was thinking to work for another 2-3 years in the theater, but then last season I started to feel that my body was just falling apart. I was like, no, basta, I can't do it anymore. I need to take care really of my body, even though I love dancing and everything. But once you start to have pain, it also started to bug me and bother me. It's like, do I really like dancing if I have so much pain? And again, because of those injuries, I started to search for other ways of training. So not just a dance training, but also Pilates. With yoga, I was doing a lot of HIIT, but I actually also was doing because I was like, oh my God, I'm not gonna train, I'm gonna get fat, I'm gonna be out of shape, so I need to train.
Another question, how do you rest mentally and physically? What do you take and so on?
Well, when I was younger, to keep going on, it was going for drinks or going out or something. Also the time in Prague, for example, I don't know, they say in Germany they drink a lot of beer. I never saw so many people drinking beer as much as in Czech Republic. It was like a standard thing. We go for lunch when we're not working, or after for dinner we were drinking a lot of beer. It's like relaxing. And even though I never liked beer, I learned to like beer because there's so different types of it. But that was in the past. And yeah, with the age, it's crazy. Now, if of course sometimes I do have a beer, or I like Radler in summer, or I have alcohol-free beer. But I used to like wine. I had a period of red wine. I was like, oh, red wine. Nothing. Now I have one glass and next day I have headache, and I was like, man, why did I do it? Now I cannot properly function like foggy like this. And then
let's go old.
Yeah.
I think we're just getting old.
So exactly. So you know, you need to find new ways how to relax, and mostly for me, relaxing. Now it's gonna be super cheesy. Going for the nature. No, really, like I love biking, even though it's active, but I know it's super good for my knees. I love active relaxing, so walking, biking, going to the nature. My favorite way of relaxing is in the night on the couch watching Netflix. It's just like legs up, that. Sleep is very important, as many say. It is true. Meditation, it's very calming, not happening all the time, but it really helps. Kriya meditation, Kriya yoga. I'm not as much as group person as I was before. I really enjoyed to spend time on my own or with my partner. That's actually all I need to rest, to gain energy. Be ready for the next day.
Cool. Stop, a little break to say thanks to Tanzentrum Dresden that give an opportunity to film all this, to support my content. You also can support my content with putting a couple of likes, subscribe to the channel and stuff like that. And we continue.
What is your higher point in your career? What you can define, that's it. That's what I reached, and this was the higher point of your career.
That's a very good question. In general, I'm very grateful that I got chance to have these 2 full-time contracts. I did work as freelancer also. I had also a project in Prague with 420 people, which was also super cool. But in general, to be a part of a bigger group that supports each other, and I've been very lucky with my colleagues. We always been as a family, as really good friends. We never had this bitching around, or, you know, like what you hear in Bali world happens. I assume I never had this experience, so I consider myself lucky for that, and I'm grateful for this chance in general to be a dancer. I remember when I just got my bachelor and then I was going to work, and I was like, if somebody will ask, what are you doing? I can say, I'm a dancer. I'm a professional dancer. So I was so proud of it because it was such a long time, a dream for me. And like from the fun part, I'm very happy I got a chance to go to South Korea for the tour with Prague Chamber Ballet. Yeah, it's just like I never been so far, and I saw like a different culture on the other side of the world, and met so many cool people, and It was also really beautiful performance. We were performing on the beach. We had like stage and background was the sea.
What is your next goal?
Wait, that's a very good question. That's a topic I'm thinking about. Dance is going to stay with me anyway. So teaching, that's what I'm doing and that's what I would like to continue. Or working with dancers or helping young people from 16, not younger, to become a professional dancer, but not only from the dance point of view, but also sharing my experience from the injuries that I had and how to perceive yourself, how to help your body with nutrition, with additional training, with the rest, which is very important. Also the mindset of the dancers, actually to help them to find the way back to them, instead of going towards a specific shape or picture, to become tuned with themselves, knowing the strengths and bringing it then later on stage or in the professional world. That's number one. But also possible to help just a common, normal people to become stronger and fitter person, not just from the looks, about the looks or like six-pack and so on, but also for the future, for when you become older. I also noticed from my family members, if you are active, you have also better life when you're older. So you don't have as much problems. And it also helps to have a better life quality. So that's number two.
What is about relationship?
No.
So
My relationships are very important because it gives you a form. It helps you to grow. Before, my relationship was with dance. Because of that, my first relationship in Holland didn't work out. Because for me, dance was everything. I wanted to dance. It doesn't matter where I will end up, on the North Pole, South Pole, America, wherever, didn't care. So, and of course, for another person, this instability, it was not working out. So, and now, so I'm very happy to find the person with who I can build my future. With who I can have a family, with who I can have kids. I always wanted to have such a person. I mean, probably like, you know, the second half, like this type of story. And I always believed there is someone, but it took like, 30 years to find that person. And it took me to travel to Holland, Prague, everywhere to end up here in Dresden. And for that person to actually also move from his home country to Germany, to have here his life, and then bam, suddenly it happened that we met, and I'm very grateful for that. This relationship is very important for me, and also because I'm in different state, I had my career, and now I can also easily say that my goals changed. I'll still be dancing in a way, but for me now it's more important to build up my future with my partner than
to be on
professional.
Stage.
Yeah.
Clearly. What's make you special? What make you different from another dancers?
Oh, that question. I was like, oh man, I saw so many answers to this. I do have technique, but I also believe there are much stronger dancers technically, physically than me. And what I always felt, I always like to see dancers who can tell a story by the body rather than executing perfectly the movements. So to having perfect pirouettes, jumps, lines. For me, better a little bit crooked, but with a soul in it. You know, and I think this is my strength in that sense, that I dance from my heart and I dance from my feelings, and I know how to bring this out and connect to the public.
And the last one, of course, what you would tell yourself younger one? I mean, if you will meet yourself like, I don't know, like 15 years ago, 20, I don't know, 10 years ago, what suggestion you will give to yourself?
Follow your dreams, live in the moment, and yeah, keep on doing what you love to do. Follow your heart, follow your instincts, everything is gonna be okay.
Second try.